Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. Negotiations still ongoing surrounding the debt limit standoff. With nearly 2 weeks left until the June 1st default deadline, Joe Biden and congressional leaders will meet today, but pressure is mounting on an agreement.
Yeah, I think the big conversation now is what will come of this meeting, because President Biden is expected to go tomorrow to Japan. We're going to have Dan Meuser on in just a bit, but he was asked, Biden, last week if he would still go if they didn't get to an agreement, and he said, well, probably. And, June 1st is that deadline.
Okay, so we're 14 days away from when this default would happen.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's about to spend 8 of those 14 days overseas. Again, leaves for Japan tomorrow. The Hill with an interesting report yesterday. So Kevin McCarthy basically says the White House wants to default more than they want to do a deal. And I think the question now is there more to that? Donald Trump took part in that town hall last week where he said, hey, if it comes to default, so be it.
Well, and I think the fact is that, the Democrats are blaming Republicans for this, but the Republicans put together a plan. They have a plan, and Democrats are saying, well, Republicans just want to cut. And we've talked to a lot of Republican lawmakers, and they said, look, it's not about cutting, it's about curbing spending, because we have spent so much in the last 2 years that we're in a really dire situation as a country. And so there's a lot of things that the Biden administration wants to keep spending money on. And, it's just they've got to come to an agreement.
All right. Joining us now for more on all this, Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser. Congressman, good morning. Great to have you on. Take us through what you are hearing as we get ready for Joe Biden to leave the country for the next 8 days starting tomorrow. Yeah,
that's kind of curious, huh? Well, certainly. I was with leadership yesterday with Kevin McCarthy, Steve Scalise, and Tom Emmer and others. Look, we've laid out a plan, as Allison was just outlining. Joe Biden has negotiated this before. I mean, in 2011, Joe Biden was the lead, quote unquote, negotiator. That's a little bit hard to believe these days, but he was. And where he even made statements where you can't say it's my way or the highway. We need to compromise. We need to cooperate. And today he's saying something entirely different. If it's some sort of strategy, I mean, he's playing chicken with the American economy, or he's just completely ignorant to the situation as a whole. So we laid out a plan, limit, save, grow. It really is a good initiative. Now, we're willing to work with that in order to reach a final agreement. We do want to raise the limit, the debt limit, so as we can pay the nation's bills, even if we didn't agree with the bills being accrued, many of them anyway, a few $1 trillion worth. But we got to pay that. But you know what, Rob? The American people do not trust the Democrats or the Biden administration with a blank check. And that's what they're asking for. They're asking for, hey, pay all these excessive bills and give us a blank check moving forward. We're not going to give them a blank check.
Yeah, I'll just say to that, for good reason.
Yeah.
Given what we've seen over the last 2+ years. Yeah.
Yeah. Congressman, you're co-sponsoring a new bill called the Police Act, with Title 42 rolling back last week. Talk to us more about that.
Well, it's important. This is Police Week. I come from a police family. My father was NYPD detective. I feel very close to the law enforcement community. This bill itself by Andrew Garbarino, he's the lead on it. I'm an original sponsor. Is very simply, if an illegal immigrant assaults a police officer, they can be deported. Now, most Americans probably think, rightfully so, because it makes sense, that if you're illegal and you assault a police officer, you're going to get deported. But we're just codifying that, making it law. Hopefully our colleagues on the left see it makes a lot of sense, and it gets passed.
It seems like something that would be bipartisan. Do you expect it to make its way through the House successfully?
I would think. I mean, logic should prevail on occasion. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and it's something that, I don't think should have any political divide. And you know what? It's a message, Rob. It's a message about being supportive of the blue, having their backs. Because look, we got crime out there, and that thin blue line has been weakened. We got to strengthen it. We can't let the thin blue line be weakened, because then nobody's safe.
Absolutely. All right, Congressman Dan Meuser, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Congressman.
Thank you.